Look at how it is perfect out there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful because it's not raining yet. If it rains, it won't be so beautiful anymore. And then we'll have problems. But for now, there is still some kind of shade and some kind of decentness in the weather. So can't be too harsh on the weather right now. We're about to get one of my favorite birds up in the air, and hopefully it will do a good job. There's no guarantees here because it had a few issues yesterday, and also we'll be flying close to the water today. We won't be like Icarus flying close to the sun. It won't be that dangerous, but it's going to be close to the water, so there's a huge potential for disaster there, in the sense that if we lose signal on the drone, that obviously is not going to be the best, and I could easily lose the drone. It is also wet. There's a bunch of sand, so they might call these adverse conditions. They might. So anyway, let's turn on the stuff so that it works. Hopefully, we'll make sure you guys can see what the bird can see, and the bird sees a lot. And we'll put a battery to make sure to stop the phone from wiggling around should there be a gust of wind. Let's hope there isn't, because again, small birds struggle with wind. So I've got 2 pairs of goggles. I'm only going to turn one on and see how that goes first around my current position and see if that is good enough. And then if that is good enough, we will try to go a little further yonder and check out some of the other things that we can see. But currently, at this time, I'm going to take it easy to start off with. I'll make sure that the drone is on the correct channel and everything, and it's looking pretty good so far. I don't have vision in the goggles yet, so that's not great, but we'll get there. I'll finally locked onto the signal, and hopefully that'll be good. Let's see, we've got the usual 3 batteries. I recharged them all as one should. Let's double check that we are in angle mode. We are in angle mode. If we go into, we want to be in angle mode. Great, okay. So we are ready to go up and about, and this is a maiden flight in a different location, so a little bit wary about what I'm doing here. Here we go. It's going to start off with that low battery signal, and it's looking pretty good. I still have signal, so that's great. We're going to try to keep it nice and relaxed and go through here. There is nobody at the park. I already checked, double checked, triple checked. This is exactly the same area where I was flying the other day. So pretty awesome, really. So long as I don't lose vision in the goggles, we are going to have a smooth and fun time. Let's see if we can cruise through some hoops. I can't see a perfect signal, so who knows. Whoa! We do not have turtle mode, so that is going to be a bit of a... at least that I know of, we don't have turtle mode. So we flipped on our heads. I'm going to go have to get that over there. So just a second. Don't worry, this time, the cool thing about doing live streams like this is I can take you along for the ride. And a ride it will be. And that is kind of like the problem with not having live stream, like in the past when I didn't have live stream, because I couldn't take you guys with me on these little adventures. I just went up there, as you can see, and my quad, I'm pretty sure, is right there. There it is. It flipped. How they usually do. But I love this little quad here. And unlike a lot of the other little quads, it tends to be pretty stable unless I crash like that. That was That was my bad, but they all kind of do this flipperish thing. How does this compare to the Avata? Well, it's tiny, so it's very forgiving. It's very forgiving, so if it falls and it does stuff like this, you'll be able to recover it unless you land it in the water. Then it's up to Flipper to go get it. You're just gonna have to ask Flipper to go get it. So you better be good friends with Flipper's boss. Anyway, let's see. Let's get ourselves back up in the air. We still have decent signal in the goggles, so we can try that again. That was not an easy thing to do, what I just did there, and clearly did not do a great job of it. So let's try one more time. We're armed and ready to go, and up we go in the flight. Let's go gentle, and this time we will make the approach maybe from the other side. It's gonna keep telling me to land now, which is a real pain. But what are you gonna do? This battery is now puffy. It's had issues. So it's not gonna be the best. Can we make that approach from the other angle? And I'm struggling. This is not easy to do, guys. So they make it look really easy, but to go through here, even in angle mode, is not gonna be something easy to do. It was easier getting in the other way, and I'm through. Whoa, we made it. Can't believe we made it through there. Let's see if we can make it through that bit over there. Easily through here, no problem. Oh, brother. Okay. No, don't do that. Okay. Okay, here we go. I was trying to aim for that thing over there. I don't know what happened there. I was trying to aim for that thing and I just did not get it right, so let's try it one more time. No! No! It's like when you play soccer and you get that leg that you didn't want to get, so tried everything else. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be upset with me. He said, "You keep getting that post, man. You're dragging the team down. You're dragging the team down." Anyway. Oh, let me go get that again. Let me go get that again real quick. Where to go? I'll get it real fast. I'll get it real fast. There it is. That one was not a complicated one, so I didn't bring you guys with me on the ride. That's hilarious. I just keep getting the pole, and it shouldn't be that hard. But as you can see, like if you crashed a larger bird, that would have given some serious issues. Oh, we have a serious problem right here. Something went down. I don't know why though, because I'm looking at this drone right now. I'm looking at the drone. It does not have any significant damage on it. So let me just do a little test here. We're gonna turn on the blades and see if anything is spinning funny. Let's see here. Nothing should be going wonkily, so I don't know what happened. It took a little bit of a beating on the prop guard in one place, but all four motors are spinning, so we'll try it one more time. That was a little bit strange what happened there. It decided to do some ridiculous things that we don't understand, so we're gonna try that one more time. It should be okay, so. Everything is back in regular. It's in low power, so maybe I'll change out the battery and see if that makes any difference at all. A little strange what just happened there. There is a little bit of sand in different places on the quad, but I don't think that has anything to do with why that happened. So we will put the battery to the side and lose signal for a second as I change that out. I apologize for the current vision that you're going to get from the drone. The battery was mildly hot. Don't think that that makes a difference in any way. But we're just going to bring the signal back in a second. Here we go. Signal is back. Theoretically, the bird is fine and ready to go again. So I'm going to dump my goggles on. And let's go with a new battery. We are still in angle mode. Let's arm those engines. Straight up. Now it seems to be fine again. So long as I don't try to destroy it on purpose, it should be okay. For instance, I'm not going to try that. That was too close. I was too close for comfort there, so I'm not going to try that. It always tells me low battery for some reason. Yeah, that was the famous shabouncing that I always talk about. I use the shabouncing technique to get through there. Let's see. No! No. No. The shabouncing technique does work, but it's not the way you're supposed to do it. You just... Yay, look at that. I made it through this time. And let's try to make the other one too. You can't really shabounce on a slide because you will roll. So, no. Try it again. Approach. And up we go. Wow. Anyway. We be flying over water, kind of, sort of. So the other day I just went over there. I'm not sure how much signal I'm going to get, but I was just over there the other day on this cool bench. And so long as I don't lose signal, I will be okay. But it was really cool. I was just parked over here where the thing is, and I went around the bridge and stuff. I could probably go under the bridge. I just don't know if I'm going to get signal loss. And if I get signal loss, that will not be cool. So let's see what's on top here. Look at this. This is cool. I could go all the way up here and check out some of these trees. We won't go too far over there. Let's go back to the park. Whee! This is just really fun, guys. Really fun. So this is why I tell you guys, for around $200, you can't really get much better than something like a Cetus or an Iron Quad. And you can do all these cool things that you see me do because it's ready to fly. It comes with everything you need to get up in the air, except flight skills. Those come separately. You got to get yourself some flight skills on your own. Unfortunately, I can't give you those and don't particularly have any of those. So if you're looking for flight skills, you got to acquire those all on your own. And it is a pretty steep learning curve to become a good pilot. So you're just gonna have to acquire the skills on your own. Oh, holy! No, lost the signal. Got the signal again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, up. No, there's something wrong. So we will just let go of the engines and go get it real quick because something is wrong and it's not running. So don't take the risk. If you already see that, you're not going to get off the ground. Something could be sand, could be a stone. Something could be in the way of your quad doing what it needs to do. So we'll go check it out real quick and see what's going on here. It seems fine. It seems fine again, so maybe it's just the battery thing again. These batteries, the one thing that I would need is like 100 of these little batteries. If you decide to buy the kit, make sure you buy a bunch of these batteries because sometimes the batteries will puff up, sometimes the batteries will have issues. and the batteries are something that you're going to need all the time. I'm going to check by arming to see if the motors are all spinning together. And I think they are. Oh no, oh no. Oh, there's one that's not. So there's one motor that is jammed. If that happens, it could be sand in there. You got to... Oh, there's another one that jammed over there. You have to be very careful. Oh, the sand got in there. That is not good. That is not good. They're spinning, but they're okay. So I will try to see if we can unjam that, but that is not great, guys. So I will change out the battery once more while I give you guys a nice scene to look at. That is not great. So that's one of the issues you will run into if you decide to fly these things over sand. Bad things can happen. Obviously, we've seen it right there. Bad things can happen. I'm going to try and put in the latest and greatest battery, the Gaoneng. Again, I have no idea if that is how you say it properly. Don't have Disney Jin Girl with us today to tell us how you should say that properly in Chinese. We just don't, so I'm just going to go with Gaoneng and hope that that is close enough. Close enough. Anyway, let's see if I can stick this battery in here. It's really hard to get these some of these batteries in because they are a slightly different size. Does not want to go in there. Does not want to go in there, which is not the best for us as we are just trying to get ourselves up in the air again as quickly and as comfortably as possible. Come on, almost there. Okay, we got it. We got it. So now all we need to do is be able to hook it up, and let's hope that the cables reach. So we can do a proper test. Yesterday we did a slight test. It wasn't a perfect test because we could not really fully test it as it should be tested. We're having some other issues with this thing because of the length of how I made the cable for the battery. Again, all my bad. Nothing to do with the quad. The quad is fantastic. If there's any problems, they're caused by me. Okay. The motors are all spinning together. I think I was able to relieve them of the sand condition they were facing there. And so we're going to try to get back up in the air and see what we can do. We still have a decent amount of battery on the quad here. And go check out what's going on here. There is a fun occurrence if we can get there. Wow, this thing has a lot of power. If you can see that, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but there is a funny thing going on over there. They are cleaning as they always do. It's awesome. And there was a hose that was a little bit out of control there. It's kind of cool. In some ways it's not. I mean, it looks cool because it's like you've probably seen it in some of the movies and stuff when a hose goes out of control. It does. And anyway, I'm quite enjoying this. I'm getting half decent signal, so it means there's not a whole lot of interference going on around here, which is cool. It's a beautiful lake. Look at the colors that you can see in the sky. It's all beautiful. The quad is having to lift a battery that is a little bit heftier, but that is why I was hoping that it would get slightly better overall charge and everything. But, you know, it is what it is, so it is what it is. This is not obviously a battery that is perfectly balanced for the quad, and it is a little bit different on the weight because of how I've positioned it on the quad. So it's a little bit further forward. Does not really allow me to do the little maneuvers that you saw me do earlier as well, maybe, although we can try some of them. we can probably still make it through something like this without too many problems. And go check out over here without too many problems. Wow. It does affect how quickly it flies, so I have to do extra work to keep it stable. Like Mr. Gable. So anyway, let's see if we can make it through there. Not sure how stable it is gonna be. We could have a flipper moment if we're not careful. But yeah, I'm just really enjoying myself this morning. Later I'm gonna fly the other quads that I like so much. And it's just really fun, what you can do with a little quad these days. Again, these things are running about $200 on eBay and stuff. And they are a lot of fun. You can get into the hobby quite easily. But you do need to get yourself some antennas. For instance, the antennas that I have are not the same antennas that came with the quad, so a lot of the times I was crashing because I was using the antennas that came with it. I didn't understand how the patch antennas work. The patch antennas only work if you're aiming directly at the quad, so sometimes you will get better penetration, but I don't like them at all. I just like to use the mushroom antennas are the ones that I go with, because you get more response overall around the quad, and it's all good. Okay, I'm going to land now because otherwise I'm going to destroy a brand new battery. Oh, whoa. It's doing it again. And it's my fault. You can't blame the quad for doing its job just the way it should. That was my bad. So I'm going to go get it. It's just right here. Shake some of that sand out. And it's pretty awesome. I really enjoyed the flights that I got out of this quad today. I am going to go and get myself the other quad, which I'm expecting to have even better performance because it usually does. Not necessarily because of it gets better range or anything like that. It's just simply that it has a larger battery on it, and for some reason it is better in the way that it performs for some strange reason, and I just really don't know. I can't really put my finger on why it performs better, but it's just this drone over here. The Happy models tend to fly better than anything else that I've flown before. Maybe it's just the tuning out of the box, at least in the old ones. I don't know if later ones are better or worse or whatever. I can only tell you about the ones that I currently own and fly regularly. So you get yourself one of these, you will be really happy with it. Only issue is it does not come with prop guards, so you won't be able to do the same thing that I just did with the Iron Quad with this. You will smash your propeller and then you will go and have to fix it like so many different times. So when I fly this right now, I have to be a little bit more careful not to slam into anything. Also, there is this one. And this one does come with prop guards. And this is the Happy model. So if you fly this one, you can do the same stuff that you did with the Iron, that I just did with the Iron Quad. And in some ways it's a little bit more stable, and also the battery lasts longer because it's just really, really light. However, if it's a little bit windy like today, which is probably not the best time to bring it out, so I'm going to put it away. I'm going to fly with my absolute favorite controller. This is my favorite controller. It works great for everything, whether it's an RC car, a plane, helicopter, or FPV drone. And it's probably the cheapest one that you get out there. It also comes with nice pink little knobs for your fingers. Anyway, I'm going to change out that battery real quick and give you guys a nice view of the panorama again. you guys can enjoy. Or let's see, I'm gonna try maybe to do what we did yesterday, so you guys might be able to see what I'm doing. There's no guarantees here on this channel. We try stuff, and if it works, good. If it doesn't, we'll try to do something better next time. Make sure you shake that sand out of the motors. So before I put this away, I'm gonna try to see if all the motors still work. We're going to arm it. It's fine. They're all working. Thank goodness for that. Very resilient quad, as you've seen here. If you're not a fan of Betaflight, you probably should become one, because they make some of the most amazing quads that you can get out there on the market today. And I wish the batteries lasted a little longer, but that's the only thing I can fault them on, because everything else is amazing. Is amazing. And I've had a really interesting story with this quad where I almost lost it, but then I found it. And after having it for so many years, the only damage that is a little bit of damage here on this prop guard that you'll see there. And that obviously was me being stupid and bumping into something that I shouldn't have. So you can't blame the company or the quad for personal stupidity. It's important to note the difference between, something that happened because of your own fault, as opposed to something that is, something worthy of recall or anything like that. So anyway, I'm going to put this away for a second, and I'm going to enjoy putting this together real quick. We're going to turn on the good old remote here. We'll do a quick check to make sure that there we go. There was one that was not in place. There's plenty of battery going on there. The quad is fine. The camera is pointed where we want it to be pointed, and I'm gonna have to tighten the screw at some point, but it's nice and leveled, like for beginners, or for the S-bang, or the shabounce, what I like to do. It's nice and flat. If you want to go the other way, you want to point it upwards, and that is for drone pilots that want to go really fast. That's not my style. That's not what I like to do. And if I did it, not only would I crash the drone and destroy it into a million pieces, but I would probably have given up on drones. Good morning. I would have given up on drones a long time ago if I had done that. So I kind of figured out that is just not the way that I'm going to be able to fly for a very long time. Maybe eventually I will be able to fly like that, but not for now. So I have to be careful this time with this drone. Let's see. Because sometimes it'll do stuff. Gotta search for the channel. If I've got things on top of me and I hit anything, it'll just destroy the props. So gotta be careful on that. I have got to be very careful with props and stuff. So right now it is giving me some funny things. I don't know if it knows, but the other day what I noticed is that after I put my goggles on, am I zoomed in? I gotta zoom out. There we go. After I put my goggles on, it started automatically arming, so I'm not sure if it's super smart or something. I'm gonna try both goggles. One pair of goggles right now is a little bit down on the power, so I might be using the other goggles that I have to finish the flight. I do not want the goggles or anything. Like, the one thing, if you're going to be doing FPV, that you don't want is your goggles to lose vision. And so I'm going to just turn off the other goggles that I had and run with the Skies, I don't know, guys. Words in me sometimes don't always. But anyway, I think it's smart enough to know that if your goggles are not picking up signal, it won't arm. It's telling me that it is disarmed. I do not know in what thingamajig we're in. I need it to be in stability mode, but I can't tell until it's armed. So it's armed right now. Let's figure out, are we in stab or not? That was acro, definitely not acro. Stab. Okay, stab, so it's not dangerous. It just means stability. So if we lift gently, we should be fine. Here we go. It's perfect today. Well, there we go. It's perfect today until I crash. The one thing I don't like about these goggles is sometimes you cannot see on the bottom. You gotta make those things ride on your nose very low. I hope I didn't destroy the quad already. I think I might have already, so great. I might have destroyed the quad already. Yay me. So I will check all the motors. The motors look okay, except you won't know until you turn. You won't know until you arm. The motors do not feel like they're jammed by moving them by hand. But we're getting the thing of death again. So what happened there? Might have to turn off the quad. We're going to lose signal again, and then we're going to try it again. But I hope I did not destroy the motors. There's a good chance that I've destroyed the whole thing, and I was just getting started. That's why it's so important, guys, to understand the difference between one kind of quad and another kind of quad. The ones that do not have prop guards will be harder to fly. There's just no going around it. It's just the way it is. So, sorry, you're gonna lose signal for a second while I disconnect the battery and reconnect it, and hopefully I have not damaged anything. If I have, that was the stupidest way to damage a quad that you could possibly come up with. I'm gonna put it down again. Let's see. Let's be hopeful. Let's be hopeful that it will not go wild. I got vision in the goggles. I've got vision things, and it will not arm. Is it because switch is all up? It's armed now. It might lift, so let's hope that it does. But I have to be so careful with this thing, and so something is not quite right. I could tell immediately after I lifted it just flopped. It just flopped like right away. So taking a look at the quad real quick. I'm gonna fly it line of sight real quick without the goggles on to see if I can fly this at all. It needs to be put in stability mode or nothing. So it's in stab. And see if I can even fly it without the goggles on and see what goes on. Okay, it can be flown, so it can be flown. I have to be careful in the goggles, so. Again, these are newer goggles. I'm not fully in tune with these goggles yet. And that is the problem, guys. That is the problem indeed. So let's see. I have to be so careful with this. Ready, 1, 2, 3, and up we go. Not being fully in tune with these goggles is not a good thing because it just messes with you. You can't tell if you are doing okay or not. And so, there we go. Let's take this nice and slow. Here we go. Turn around nice and slow. Slow is the key here, because any little objects that I may run into could be the end of the quad, so that's why you have to be careful. It's hard to tell how much battery you have, which is a pain. We are not over water. So yeah, this was one of the cool places where I went the other day. And again, you notice I am a little bit more cautious as I move around, because if anything happens and I lose a little bit of vision, it will be the end of this quad, and I love this quad, so no. Do not want that to happen. You can't go through things the way that I was going through things earlier. It's just not safe to do that, so we won't do that. This is more of a quad that you want to use carefully, very carefully indeed, which is what I'm doing right now. You stay away from objects with this quad and you will be hunky-dory. You can enjoy, it has a really nice camera on it for sure. It's a really nice camera. It'll take you places that you want to go. It is super stable in the air once you've got it under control. And so it's really fun. I'll go check out some of the other bits and pieces here. You do not want to lose, you see I kind of lost a little bit of vision there. You don't want that at all. If you see that, just come straight back to your location. And we're gonna go in for a nice landing now. I have plenty of battery and I could be flying for a lot longer if I wanted to, but it's not worth it if I risk destroying the quad in the end. So taking it really, really slow to myself. And we're gonna put it down. Let's see if we can put it down on the table. It'd be cool if I could put this down on the table. Okay, well, sort of, but not quite. Sort of, but not quite. It did land on the table, but then it bounced off the table. It did one of the shabounces, and now it's probably under the table somewhere. But not too far, so it should be okay. I don't think I damaged anything on the landing, so we're gonna go look for it. And that'll be it for today, because I don't want to risk for brisket. In fact, it landed standing up, so that's not too bad. I was hoping for a DJI landing, but no, not today. Hoping for a DJI kind of landing. It shabounced as it does, and then it bounced right off the table. So next time what I'll try to do is put a box, and so then it should bounce on the box. But for once, we're at the end of the live stream and I have not damaged any of the propellers. We started off on a really low situation where I thought I destroyed 2 of the motors, and we were lucky that it all survived. So again, durability on these things, absolutely amazing, unless you do something out of the ordinary or you do something that you're not supposed to do as a user. You should be able to get a pretty long life out of these things here. So yeah, As a wise man said, as in Brian Phillips, what helps a lot with all these projects is to make sure that you get yourself real flights, whether it's the latest and greatest evolution or the 9.5S, and it'll definitely help you overall. I was already pretty good with my piloting before I started on that, but there's a lot of very cool exercises in the game that will help a lot, so that you can learn to fly all kinds of vehicles. He talked about this cool one where you could do a blimp. I would love to fly that. We'll see if we can get that done in one of the episodes. I'll search for it or something. And yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all later on in real flight.